It's been a while since I have made a vid for you. It's been a while, and I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but hey, it has been a while. I've been gone. I know. I disappeared for a while, and I. Shit happens. Let's just say that. Anyways, well, I'm back, and today, I. The news has not gotten any better. Let's just say that. Let's just go there. I mean, I know I've been following the news the whole time I've been gone, and I've been wanting to do videos, but due to computer issues and other things, I just haven't. And so I've decided to make a comeback, and here I am. And we're gonna start with a video about natural immunity from KOAT. But before we jump into that, I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I know. But for all y'all don't know, my name's Nick Driver, and I am a New Mexican. I totally messed up that intro right there, but hey, it's been a while. It's been a while. What can I say? All right, so today in the news, released just not too long ago, for when I was reading it. uh, KOAT came out with a story: natural immunity versus the Delta variant of COVID-19. How does natural immunity stack up against the Delta variant? Is it enough to avoid a vaccination? This is by Angel Salcido. Uh, I would say go watch the actual video because, in my opinion, you're just going to watch it and you're going to slap yourself in the face. Reading it doesn't give it as much justice as watching it. But some of the stuff that was said was just ridiculous. So let's start off with the story. So there are two paths to herd immunity. There's natural immunity, gained from being infected by COVID-19, or vaccination immunity. Now, with the emergence of the Delta variant, there are questions being asked about of natural immunity. I don't think the questions are being asked about natural immunity. I think the questions really are the vaccine immunity, in my opinion, because hey, if you've been vaccinated, you should be good, right? But yet, here we are. And it's funny. It's a funny thing. We live in a bizarro world. It's just great. We're in a Delta world, which is two to four times more spreadable virus. Dr. David Scars said. Don't get me started on Dr. David Scars. I don't know how he became our medical advisor, but like half the stuff he says is just pulled out of thin air, and I will show you in this video what I'm talking about. So we started looking at herd immunity before we realized that it wasn't really going to be a thing that would be achieved anytime soon, Scar said. That's weird. When did we were what, shooting for 60% adult New Mexicans to be vaccinated, be considered herd immune? We've passed that. We're at like 70% of adult New Mexicans are vaccinated. But hey, it's not going to be achieved anytime soon. Why are we moving the goalpost again? Why are we saying it's not happening? That's because herd immunity is tied closely to natural immune response gained from an infection. Just how effective is it against the variant? Well, Dr. Christine Ross said, there's data that questions the durability and duration of the protection of natural infection. Yeah, but the data I've read and seen, which I will show you, shows natural protection from the virus is better than your vaccine protection, but we'll get into that. So both doctors believe getting the vaccine after you've been infected from COVID-19 may add to the natural protection. It is true. I mean, yet again, I believe the vaccine is your choice. It does work according to science, but at the same time, I believe it's your choice. You can get the vaccine, you cannot get the vaccine. It's really up to you. That's how it should be, but that's not how they want it. We don't know what sort of protection an individual may have who experienced a natural infection with SARS-CoV-2, so that's why we strongly recommend that you still pursue vaccination, Ross said. That's a lie. There's plenty of information out there, which I will show you. Scar says the question isn't vaccine versus natural immunity. It's now how natural immunity is affected by a vaccine or a booster shot. According to New Mexico Department of Health, 12% of New Mexicans have been affected with COVID-19, and about half of those infections are unvaccinated. That last sentence made me laugh, and you got to hear it in the actual story and how the newscaster says it, because it's just, does he realize what he just said? 12% of New Mexicans have been infected, and about half have been, says, and about half of those infections are unvaccinated. So what's the other half? Vaccinated? Anyways, so they're talking about the natural immunity versus vaccine immunity, but then they say it's not about the vaccine versus natural immunity, it's how the natural immunity is affected by a vaccine or booster shot. So they're saying if you have natural immunity, should you get a vaccine or a booster shot? Well, let's look into that. It really wasn't that hard. So I just searched here on Google natural immunity to COVID studies. So studies that I clicked on the three. I got MedRx, Science, and the Washington Post. So let's start with the MedRx one. So there's a lot of different things. They did a study comparing SARS-CoV to natural immunity to vaccine-induced immunity, reinfections versus breakthrough infections. All right. So you can go read this yourself. I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to read you the conclusions. But basically, they did a study where they took vaccinated people, unvaccinated people, and people who have only had one shot. Okay? So this study demonstrated that natural immunity confers longer lasting and stronger protection against infection, symptomatic disease, and hospitalization caused by the Delta variant of SARS-CoV-2 compared to two-dose vaccine-induced immunity. Individuals who are both previously infected with SARS-CoV-2 and given a single dose of the vaccine gained additional protection against the Delta variant. So that kind of goes without saying. The most protected you could be is getting naturally infected and then taking the vaccine. Now, yet again, you can be skeptical about the vaccine all you want. Like I said, take it if you want, take it if you don't. I personally don't think I need it. I've been infected a couple times. But this one's from MedRx. You can go look it up yourself. It's one of the first three results when you look up, like I said, the studies. And then, all right. So let's jump over to the Washington Post. Natural immunity to COVID is powerful. Policymakers seem afraid to say so. People making decisions about their health deserve honesty from their leaders. Yes. Who can argue that point? Simple, right? We deserve our honesty. This is by Marty McCary, is a professor at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine and Bloomberg School of Public Health. All right. So, we're not going to read too much of it, but it's okay to have an incorrect scientific hypothesis. But when new data proves it wrong, you have to adapt, unfortunately. Many elected leaders and public health officials had held on for too long to the hypothesis that natural immunity offers unreliable protection against COVID-19, a contention that is being rapidly debunked by science. So, believe the science, right? That's what they always say. Believe the science. You should believe the science. All right. More than 15 studies have demonstrated the power of immunity acquired by previously having the virus. A 700,000 person study from Israel 2 weeks ago found that those who had experienced prior infections were 27 times less likely to get a second symptomatic COVID infection than those who were vaccinated. I don't know what else you want. You can keep reading. Like I said, this is one of the top three. This is from the Washington Post. So go feel free, read the Washington Post, read the whole article, get more information. But like I'm saying, in that news article, they were talking about there's no studies, there's no data, there's no this, we can't get herd immunity. Yet the three of the top posts you look, and this was on Google. I looked on Google. The three of the top posts you look for on Google basically tell you that natural immunity is stronger than the vaccine. So let's go to the next one, which is science.org. Having SARS-CoV-2 once confers much greater immunity than a vaccine, but vaccination remains vital. Israelis who had an infection were more protected against the Delta coronavirus variant than those who had an already highly effective COVID-19 vaccine. These are just 3 of the 15 studies they were talking about. These are just 3 articles that are countering what they were saying here. We don't know what sort of protection an individual may have who experienced natural infection with SARS-CoV-2. This is from Christine Ross, all right? And then the talking about the herd immunity, scarcity. I mean, let's just read, like I said, we don't even have to get that far into it. The natural immune protection that develops after a SARS-CoV-2 infection offers considerably more of a shield against the Delta variant of the pandemic coronavirus than 2 doses of Pfizer vaccine, according to the large Israeli study that some scientists wish came with a "don't try this at home" label. I don't know what to tell you guys. The news is they're not the news. They don't report crap. They're not telling you what the actual data is. They're telling you what they want to tell you to keep you afraid. It's that simple. It really is that simple. And it's frustrating because this whole time I've been watching the news in the background and I've been wanting to make these videos and I'm just like screaming and getting angry. And that's one of the reasons I didn't want to make the videos, because it made me an angry person. And I don't want to be an angry person, but I do want to be an informed person. And unfortunately, the news doesn't want you to be informed. And that's why I'm here right now. I'm telling you, just all you have to do is go search Google natural immunity to COVID. Natural immunity to COVID studies right there. Right? You can look at the first few ones. They're not even, I even chose the Washington Post. That's all you got to do. Just go search, do some research. And this is on Google, which I'm surprised that it all popped up on Google. You know, I ain't gonna lie about that. But what does that tell you about our news and our newscasters? That they don't really care about you. They're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to make you afraid. And all I have to say is question everything. You're not a conspiracy theorist. You're not a crazy person because you question the government and the news, especially in this day and age. It is your duty as an individual to inform yourself of all the things out there. And all I am doing is pointing out what is out there. All right? But this is my first video back in a while. I hope to be doing more videos. They might not come out as often, but I'll still be making videos depending on how angry the news makes me. But I hope I informed you of some new stuff. I hope you guys do some research, look it up yourself. Don't just believe what the news is saying, because obviously they're not typing into Google or even looking at other research that's around, not even the doctors they're interviewing, which is just insane. I don't know how these people became the doctors of New Mexico. I don't know why we have only 2 doctors who we worship here in New Mexico. It's like Dr. Fauci, but our New Mexico version. It's anyways, that's really all I have for this video today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, follow, do all that fun stuff. I've still banned off of Twitter. I don't know if I'm going to create a new Twitter account. You can find me on Gab. I'll put all that information in later. Other than that, stay informed. I'm Nick Driver, and I'm a New Mexican.